Good evening, everyone. Tonight, the USA Truck Series takes to Riki Raceway, which will be, no doubt, a really great race tonight. Riki Raceway always lends itself to some good action. Be 67 laps tonight. It's a little bit shorter. We're only going 150 miles. We've got yet another newcomer, number 37 of Guido Piano. So our field has now grown to 33 drivers. So let's get this show on the road.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Last night we had a little bit of drama at Knoxville where we had a caution during green flag pit stops that really shook up the whole order of the race. Tim Cording came away with the win last night, and Aunt Me Person actually had a rough night. He fell back and finished in 29th place. So the points leader currently only has about a 3-point lead over Chaz Chadwick, who had a decent outing last night. He came home with a 9th. Maggie Reams, if she can pull off the victory today, will inherit Columbia Clothing Wear as her sponsor. And we do have, we got the one newcomer tonight, the number 37 of Guido Piano. So that'll always be interesting to see how the new driver fares. We still have Braden Hunt and Guido Piano in an unsponsored vehicle for the remainder of tonight, and then after this race is done, I'll get to work on making their paint scheme. Remainder of tonight. It looks like Maggie Reams is starting off pretty good in her first round of qualifying here. She might do just what she needs to get that Columbia sponsorship, which would be cool. Currently, Louis Trost is last in qualifying. David Bird, 32nd. Man, Aunt Me Person is going to have to come from the rear tonight, it looks like. And it looks like our second lap just finished there for qualifying. So your bottom end of the field right here is set. Tim Cording is going to have to come pretty deep in the field here. Our pole sitter is none other than Maggie Reams. We got Jordan Walker, James Robert, Guido Piano in his first race. Nathan Morgan continues to look solid. Braden Hunt sitting 8th. Tim Hansen sitting 9th. Philip Leeds, Zach Armstrong up there too, I didn't mention. Krista Cower, Chaz Chadwick, Roland Heidfeld, Matthew Fastnot, James King, Jack Ross, Ben Dover, John Brinker, Trevor Walker, Atlee Weiss, Tim Cording, Gavin Legend, Tayden Berggren, Al Bunch, Kellen Oakley, Tristan Reams, Jessica Hergeson, Brandon Petrolski, Ladino, Kinsella, Rodriguez, Me Person, Bird, and Trost.
Gentlemen, start your engine! Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
So as usual, we got another super speedway race here, so it's likely anyone's game. We will see just how well our pole setter fares tonight, as it seems like the pole sitter seems to be a bad omen of current. That marks the second pole for Maggie Reams, who's been pretty good at getting pole position lately. Only other driver to match that is Luis Rodriguez, who's also accumulated 2 poles this season. Pace truck is off, and these guys and gals are getting ready to tear it up here at Riki Raceway. 150 miles will probably blitz by pretty quickly here. There will definitely be some cautions to slow down the action, as I don't think I've ever seen a race here at Riki Raceway that goes caution free. As it sets right now, Chaz Chadwick would take over as your points leader, where Ant Me Person is running towards the back of the field. It might be kind of fun to watch Me Person in the back here, as he's going to have to shuffle and maneuver through 30 trucks of traffic to get to the front. It's also the danger zone back here, because once you get trapped back here, it'll be harder to avoid any wrecks that'll come his way. Zach Armstrong off to an early lead here, getting the lead from Maggie Reams. A little bit of help there, it looks like, from Tim Hansen. Chaz Chadwick, who's won a race this year, is looking to potentially earn another win here. I see a mention in the comments there. Tim Cording is got 1 top 5, or at least 1 win, 1 top 3, 2 top 3s. So far only has 2 top 3s, so the Disney sponsor actually is 5 top 3s, which is harder to do than your top 5 finishes. So there will be a little bit of time before we see someone eligible for the Disney perk. Chadwick is stuck out in the high groove here and is dropping like a rock. 3 wide all the way down the center. This is likely a recipe for disaster here. Fastnaut takes the lead over Al Bunch and Tristan Reams, followed by Kellen Oakley. William Kinsella Jr. has worked his way up to the top 5. Looks like Al Bunch is making a maneuver there for the lead. Gavin Legend steadily hanging up here in the top 10. Looks like Al Bunch is going to lead this lap. Atlee Weiss cracks into the top 5, doing so in style. And William Kinsella Jr. is taking the lead. Haven't seen much of him up front lately. Maybe he's got the bugs worked out of the truck for this race. And all of a sudden, we're talking about Ant Me Person to the lead. Don't know how he does it, but he's got a golden horseshoe, unlike any other. Atlee Weiss coming in to take the lead there, and then we've got Luis Rodriguez cracking his way into the top 3. So now we've got the Super Speedway conveyor belt, as I like to call it. It'll be a matter of where we are at the end of the race, because everyone's got such a good truck out there that potentially anyone's win. We had last place driver Ant Me Person take the lead for a brief second. Louis Trost is now cracked his way into the top 10, who actually did start dead last. All the trucks on track are still separated by under 2 seconds. His lead was short-lived as Nathan Morgan and Maggie Reams exchanged the lead there. And I think Louis Trost wants to try and take it. But unfortunately, it looks like he's going to get shuffled into the middle lane here, which is a deadly place to be going into the turns. He's going to want to find an open spot in the high groove or the low groove and take it as soon as possible. Now we got Trevor Walker right there behind Morgan, peeking inside to try and take the lead here. Most of the wrecks at this track happen right here going into turn 1, so want to be on the lookout for turn 1 for sure. Backstretch is pretty menacing too. We get some drivers fighting for the same real estate. Usually will spin on the exit of turn 2 there. Maggie Reams is now taking the lead here, getting a push from Zach Armstrong. Fastest lap belongs to Ant Me Person with a 41.1 and currently runs 18th on track. Kind of fun to look at these different angles here and see just how close they do get. likely to see at least one green flag pit stop if we don't get a caution, which I don't believe we'll see a caution-free race here. There's gonna be the straw that breaks the camel's back at one point or another. Aunt Me Person right now is right there behind Philip Leeds to try and take the lead. And it looks like Me Person's gonna successfully pull off the pass for the lead here. Jordan Walker might have something to say about it because he's got a fast truck behind him even. It's crazy. The field is still separated by less than 2 seconds. Only a second and a half separates first to last place. Matthew Fastnot is trying to find a way to get in the bottom lane here. He's all the way back to 29th right now. Taden Berggren right at the tail end of that even, in 33rd, in the 40-30 truck. He's on the inside now, so as long as he don't lose the draft, he should be good. Driving back to the front here. There's a little bit of disturbance in the pack. It looks like we're getting close to seeing potential wreck here. Louis Trost looking good, running in 6th right now. Jack Ross right there behind him in 7th, about to get by for 6th. And Kinsella's going to lead the lap this time by. Your two top contenders for the championship points battle are running nose to tail right now, Me Person and Chadwick. Krista Cower is going to try to take the lead here. A little bit of a push from Jack Ross. Tristan Reams behind him. Leader that time by Krista Cower, but not for long, as Jack Ross is going to take the position here. Al Bunch on the inside lane with some help from the Ford of Jessica Hergeson. And Al Bunch might just try to make a 3 wide, no, not quite. He thought better of it. Going 3 wide for the lead could have been a bad idea there. Looks like Matthew Fastnot's working his way back up to the front here. David Bird's doing pretty good, cracking into the top 10. Getting a little bit of drafting help there from Trevor Walker. And Fastnot is to the point, takes the lead. David Bird probably doesn't know what to do with himself up front here. He's going to be potentially leading his first laps of the season. But unfortunately, getting into the high groove was the wrong choice there, as he's going to start dropping backwards. Matthew Fassnacht will maintain his position up front, as Trevor Walker and Kinsella are coming hot on his tail. The two Toyotas are fighting it out up front now. This will help bring the other guys closer, as Ladino's got a push there from Morgan. The pack starts to bunch up again here. We're about a third of the way through the race, and we haven't seen any wrecks, no cautions. The whole field is separated by less than 2 seconds. You get stuck out in the high groove, work your way to the back, and get back onto the inside lane for a fighting chance at the front. So our top 5 in the point standings are that of Ant Meperson, Chaz Chadwick, Tim Hansen, Tim Cording, and James Robert. The top 4 all each have a win apiece this year. Tim Hansen is 16 points off the lead. Tim Cording is 19 points off the lead, and James Robert 20 points off the lead. And then you have a big dip back to 6th place, where Trevor Walker is 41 and Tayden Berggren 42 points back. Tristan Reams 43, Nathan Morgan 46 back, and then Matthew Fassnacht 47 back. So with Matthew Fassnacht leading the race right now, he'll look at a good points day if he's able to pull off the victory. And the other drivers that he'll have to beat, it looks like he'll easily get past Nathan Morgan, who's a little bit further back in the running right now. Tristan Reams, who's also a little bit further back, running in 30th. Tayden Berggren is still mired back there in 33rd. I'm wondering if he's saving his tires, trying to make a run for it late in the race here. There's also a strategy to stay as far back as possible to avoid getting in a wreck. So we'll see how running at the back it'll do. Maggie Reams to the lead again here. She's got a lot on the line with a win tonight. She's actually 11th in the points, so a lot of our drivers deep in the points running good today. James Robert, who's 5th in the points, is doing pretty good, running 2nd at the moment. Atlee Weiss was a late entry into the series. He missed a couple races. Even so, he's managed to climb up to 16th in the points after missing the first 2 races of the season. Him and Tim Cording both have only started the previous 4 races, so even though it's, missing 2 races ain't phasing them any. They're showing some strength early on in the running here. We got Guido Piano there on the inside making a pass for the lead. I'm sure most of you did get to see the new schedule laid out for the trucks. Added about 8 more races. We've got a grand total of 8 dirt tracks, 3 of which have already been run, only 2 of which have only been run, and 17 mostly super speedways or longer speedway tracks. I think the one I'm mostly excited about will be seeing the dirt track Bowman Gray Stadium. That one should be fun. The playoffs for the trucks too will get a dirt track in the middle of each 3-race chunk, and only 25 trucks will make the main event for those dirt events. So it'll be kind of a nail biter. We'll get a lot of drivers that are on the cusp of getting eliminated going on from round to round, that they'll be marking that dirt track as a potential upset to their season. They're going to want to qualify for the main event at those races. Well, I'll be damned, we're about halfway through the race here and we still haven't seen a big wreck. Aunt Me Person is in a bad way right now. Definitely not where you want to be at midway. It's about the time where you want to be working your way up to the front. Currently, we got Atlee Weiss, Jack Ross, and Roland Heidfeld as your top 3. And you got Brandon Petrolsky, along with Paulo Ladino and Chaz Chadwick, Braden Hunt, James Robert, and Luis Rodriguez to round out your top 10. Atlee Weiss is a regular over at the ILAC series. Haven't heard about my truck series a little bit later on. He's been pretty consistent. He's been a threat. if he hadn't missed the first 2 races of the season, I would wager that he'd be closer to the points lead. Aunt Me Person's probably considering it a blessing that some of these drivers had a late start, because it's going to take them a little bit longer to catch up to his points lead. Something would be up if we had 2 bad races by Aunt Me Person. He's showing that the strength is there, driving from the back of the field to the front, but I do think he's saving his truck for a late end run here to try and charge to the front. He's stuck in the outside again, which is just gonna trap him back to the back again. Got the high lane there of Rodriguez and Weiss. Courting is looking pretty solid there in third right now. Get a little bit of a bump there from Jessica Hergeson. Damn, Tayden is still trapped in last place at the moment. It's starting to become a recurring theme for him. He'll be at the back, and at least last night had some luck go his way in the dirt race. What would have been about a 28th, 30th place finish. The late race caution helped save him and netted him a top 10 finish for the evening. Roberts there on the high side is looking kind of suspicious. We might keep an eye right around here to see if they trapped up there in that third lane. He's gonna fall all the way to the back here in a short manner, or he might end up getting wrecked here too. 3 wide with Weiss in the middle there. We got Tross now about to make it 3 wide in the inside. Dangerous position for these trucks stuck in the high groove. They settle back into a 2-lane. Oh, Roberts finds his way onto the inside here, right in front of Me Person. That was best case scenario, as it's going to give him opportunity to work his way to the front again. And he gives up his inside lane to go back into the high groove. That's kind of foolish. So our top 5 as it runs, Matthew Fastnot setting some good consistent laps out front here over Trevor Walker, James King, Kinsella Jr., Morgan, Hunt, Ross, Legend, Maggie Reams, Kellen Oakley. Trevor Walker wants to take the lead here. Braden Hunt going to crack his way into the top 5. Trying to work on a top 3 here even. As the inside lane prevails, he's now up to 3rd. And we've seen our largest separation now on track, as first to last is now separated by about 3 seconds. I think our fastest trucks have kind of surfaced to the top here. Got Aunt Me Person back in the top 15. Man, this is gonna suck. If I hype this race up and I don't even get a single caution, that'd be crazy. Something about these trucks, guys, that just seems like they're on a rail. Everyone in the series drives very, very professionally. Very, very few rookie mistakes are made in this series. Truly got 33 of the best drivers out there. Gavin Legend takes the lead for the first time tonight. Kellen Oakley right behind him. Jessica Hergeson. Kellen Oakley and Jack Ross, their teammates. A pair of Oakley Racing Fords. I think a good entry for that team would be an Oakley branded, like Oakley sunglasses, teammate to the two of them. And then we got Tim Cording there, who's also an Oakley Racing teammate to the two of them. Atlee Weiss and Ant Meeperson are going to the front here. As it seems like Taden Berggren is closed back in within 2 seconds of the lead, albeit in 33rd place. This is going to be where we see some pit stops. Yep, we're going to see pit stops on lap 43. This will put us good to the end, 24 laps to go. The one thing I love about this track is pit road exit. It's definitely a fictional track because very few tracks ever have a pit road where your get up to speed is almost as fast as the on track. So right here, there's an inside groove that's banked. The rest of the field makes their way onto pit road here. The two remainders are Ben Dover and Roland Heidfeld, who are out front. Oh, I guess even more, we got Al Ross, who still hasn't pitted yet. Looks like we're gonna cycle through a full round of green flag pit stops without a caution here, so the race will not be decided based off of ill-timed caution. We'll get to see it raced out for the win. This group here is going to be solid. They'd pitted in the first round of pit stops. We got Weiss, Armstrong, Meeperson, and Trost. And amongst those two, we've got Rodriguez and Piano joining. And there's the rest of the trucks coming out now. I think these guys are going to beat them out, as, you know, most of them, but we still got, they're going to have to get up to speed here. They're definitely going to lose a lot of momentum to the trucks that were out already on fresh rubber. Al Ross, however, with a speedy pit stop, might actually maintain the lead for a lap here as he gets overhauled by the faster trucks behind him. And he blocks to perfection and leads this lap even. So he pits with the lead and comes back out with the lead. Very hard to do on a super speedway race. This is your top 8 right now, as we've got Al Bunch, Piano, Trost, Rodriguez, Armstrong, Hergeson, Weiss, Meeperson, Courting, and Legend, your top 10. We got a second pack established further back as they run right here. And then a third pack kind of mixed out with Tim Hansen Bend Over. Then you got 32nd and 33rd place, unfortunately. Guido Piano, in his first ever race, could potentially win it here today. That would be a huge upset. Huge upset. His truck will have MasterCard as the sponsor going forward. Being a late entry like it was, I only had time to throw a number and a name on for this race. Aunt Me Person is doing exactly what he needs to do. His contention in the point standings will be that of Chaz Chadwick, who's stuck in the second group further back. So all in all, it's going to kind of cycle out for our top contenders yet again. I'm calling it now. He's got the golden horseshoe, and no one else can have it. Chaz Chadwick still has a chance here to move up in position. That second group, even though dispersed pretty sporadically in the back here, still within the lead draft. So if these leaders start fighting for position at the front, that'll slow them down and drag these other guys back into the picture. But Guido Piano, he's out front leading. He's leading consecutive laps, not just a couple. Showing some strength tonight. It's good to see Luis Rodriguez with a good run. He's had a little bit of bad luck the last couple races. Louis Trost, who in the ILAC series has consistently scored 1 point a week. He's definitely going to score more than a point tonight. Aunt Me Person can't rest easy yet because we still got 14 laps to go. And Chaz Chadwick's going to be in the picture here soon. Heck, even Tim Courting, who's third or fourth in the points, is going to have something to say about who gets the most points tonight, too. Kind of astonished that no one's been able to pass Guido Piano for the lead here. Seems like Al Bunch, there we go, he's gonna sneak on, there we go. And that just about confirms that that second pack is gonna be in the fight here at the end. So we'll have about a 15 truck fight for the win here. There's still plenty of laps for positions to change as the conveyor belt will continue to move. If Al Bunch can block both lanes here, I don't don't know if he's going to have to block the outside lane as much. But once we get people shuffled to that outside lane's going to grow stronger and stronger. Aw, man. Aunt Me person gets shuffled up high there. Kellen Oakley looking on the inside here to try and take the lead. 3 wide. We got 3 wide a little bit further back there. Looks like it kind of stabilized for now. We might just very well go 67 laps here without a wreck. Braden Hunt working his way into the top 5. Tim Cording running 5th right now. Chaz Chadwick in the top 10. 11 laps to go. So it looks like our 43rd place, it'll likely be Roland Heidfeld, who will be in contention for Columbia, as is, he'd have to win it next week, though. I don't see it. Not coming out of that 7 truck. Another heartbreak here for Taden Berggren. Having a rough time getting the kinks worked out of that Chevy. Kinsella always seems to have a strong run that gets mired outside. Looks like our second pack now is a strong 15 trucks here, so we got the front 15 and the back 15. They are quite a ways off from the lead, though. This pack is 8 seconds off the lead, so this is definitely not settled in this mid-pack fight here. There are going to be a lot of positions shuffling. All these drivers are racing for 16th place right now. In the meantime, it looks like Braden Hunt led a lap there. And man, he got shuffled into the high groove and all the way back. So we're seeing a lot of action here in the closing laps as our leaders are jockeying for position. We're going to stick with the front here. Get an idea of how this race will finish. Trost on the inside, gonna peek on through for the lead here. 7 laps to go. It's do or die time for a lot of these drivers to get back to the front. And it wouldn't at all shock me if we get a big wreck here in the closing laps. These guys better be careful and watch their quarters. True death sentence will be 4 wide. If we get anyone going 4 wide, might as well brace for impact at that point. Our 2 unsponsored trucks right now, Guido Piano and Braden Hunt running 1-2. Atlee Weiss peeking on the inside of Aunt Me person. This time around it'll be 6 laps to go. Weiss didn't quite get advantage there on Piano. Gavin Legend sneaking his way into the top 5. Al Bunch and Weiss with a good push to the front here. So with 4 laps to go, I'm willing to wager your winner's probably going to come from this back half here. Chaz Chadwick, Ant Meeperson, Jordan Walker, Kellen Oakley, and Louis Trost, I think, are in the best seat right now. The only thing that's going to kill them is if we do get a caution. A wreck and caution would end this race. Since I don't have the green-white checkers enabled. Going forward, I'm probably going to try to implement the Better Cautions program for NR 2003. The leaders aren't fighting for the lead as much right now. This is kind of slowing their gain on the inside lane. Chaz Chadwick would be looking at his second win of the season if he can pull it off here. Of the top 3, none of them have won yet this season. So Al Bunch, Jessica Hergeson, and Luis Rodriguez are looking for their first wins of the season. Chadwick showing some strength here. 2 laps to go. It'll be white flag next time by. If Hergeson gets inside of the 08 for the lead here, I think all hell's going to break loose with this inside line. Well, looks like Chadwick's going to pick off another. This will only help that inside lane gradually work their way up front another notch on the conveyor belt. I do think that Al Bunch is a sitting duck here in the front. Meeperson and Chadwick were fighting for the same position there. Luckily, there was no contact made. White flag this time around. We got one more lap, and our top 2 points contenders are running 2 and 3. Louis Trost with a good run in 5th right now. Tim Courting looking to finish at least top 10 there. Chadwick on the inside, I think it's going to pay off here. That outside lane loses so much momentum as the grip falls off. Kellen Oakley wants a shot at it. I don't know, but Chadwick comes home with his second win of the season. Not quite a photo finish at the finish line, but still a really close finish. Kellen Oakley in second by 0.03 of a second. Al Bunch coming home third with a 0.09. Braden Hunt coming home with a fourth, 0.10 seconds back. Ant Meeperson gets a top 5. However, that ain't going to be enough to keep the points lead away from Chaz Chadwick. Jessica Hergeson, Tim Courting, Louis Trost, Jack Ross, and Jordan Walker round out your top 10. 11th was Atlee Weiss, Zach Armstrong, Number 37 of Guido Piano, Gavin Legend. Luis Rodriguez with a top 15, not too bad. Brandon Petrolski. Krista Cower, Philip Leeds, Matthew Fastnot, and David Bird. Tim Hansen gets a hard hit in the points this evening, finishing 21st. Ben Dover, Paulo Ladino, James King, John Brinker, Tristan Reams. Nathan Morgan takes another hard hit in the points there, as well as James Robert in the 79. Trevor Walker, Maggie Reams. And then Tayden Berggren gets the 31st out of the deal as they managed to get by the 3 of Kinsella. And Roland Heidfeld is your last place finisher. So we're seeing our little points battle establish here as Chaz Chadwick is throwing down the gauntlet. Ant Me Person has got a rival for sure, as we've got 2 trucks with lots of speed out there. The back and forth, we got Chadwick and Me Person both throwing upgrades at their trucks. And so for those of you that haven't looked into the sponsor channel, it's definitely worth it because it helps your truck. There's some of them I'm not certain how. There's a couple of them that are still struggling even with upgrades, but you know, there's bad races and good races with a good truck too, so everything's going to kind of level out eventually. But there ain't going to be much leveling out once everyone else is adding more and more upgrades to their truck, so let's say, what the hell did I do? So our next race on the schedule will be Ontario Super Speedway. Should be another good run. Amazingly, we went caution free here at Riki Raceway, which is kind of sad because usually the wrecks here are tremendous and crazy. So for next year, I might look towards making this race a 200-mile event. Chaz Chadwick with his second victory. Maggie Reams is the heartache loss for the evening, having started on pole, finishing 30th place. And so that's a wrap for Riki Raceway. Thanks to everyone that tuned in. We did have quite a tremendous fight at the front there for the victory. That was about the peak of the drama for the race. Look forward to running the Busch Lights race tomorrow, Busch League. Will be rebranded to the Busch Lights in 2023. So have a good night and see you on the flip side.